Okay. Hello, everyone. We will wait a couple of minutes more to start. So just thank you for your patience. I hope that you can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you.
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you also.
Good. Thank you. Okay, once again, welcome and thank you all for joining this webinar. I will slowly start so people can join us in between. My name is Maja Budimir, and today, on behalf of the Association of Balkan Eco Innovation, I will present you the On Facility Call. And so I will present you this webinar. Also, at one point, my colleague Davide Guariento will join me to tell you more about the template for this call. But first of all, I'm a project manager here in the Association of Balkan Eco Innovation with over 5 years of experience in managing and implementing and many other things, of course, of great and huge European projects, mostly Horizon projects. So the ones that are knowledge, they know what actually what Horizon Europe project actually means. This Hop-on Facility Call, it's also part of the Horizon Europe, but it's not that important for you to know anything about it. It's just a good opportunity. So that's why we actually create this webinar for you. I hope that you all hear me well. So I will slowly start with the presentation. So once again, Hop-on Facility Call, as I mentioned, is a part also of the Horizon Europe call. It's a research and innovation action, actually. So, but the name of the call identifier is Horizon/Videra/2022/access 07. We can see here within this identifier, we can see actually that if you are already maybe knowledge about, have a knowledge, if you have knowledge about the projects in general, you may see the Videra is actually the, let's say, kind of abbreviation for the widening countries, as the name of this call is actually integrating participants from widening countries to ongoing projects. So this is what this part of Videra means. And many other, let's say, many other calls are actually also the part of this Videra. And if you are coming, for example, from the academia background, I mean, from the faculties, you probably heard or already have been participating in twinning projects, which are also the part of this Videra calls. So I would say that the main goal of this kind of calls and of this program are actually also to populate these projects, European projects, among all participants and across all countries, not only the Western Europe countries, but also the widening countries. I will introduce you further with more what's actually, what countries are actually the widening countries, which countries are within this group. First of all, the story behind this call, just shortly as an introduction, I would say that the European Commission, of course, is aware of the existing gap among European and beyond countries when it comes to the research and innovation performance. What does it mean? Of course, based on the complex analytics, of course, this Horizon Europe's strategic plan is actually to promote the geographical diversity among all participants, not only among the one that are coming from the higher research and innovation performance countries, but also the other one. Also, another goal is, of course, to build the capacity for the successful participation in the research and innovation process and to promote networking among all participants, among all countries, actually. I would say that the main goal actually is to improve the access to excellence among the widening countries. So this is the strategy behind this goal. But what is in for you? The Hop-on Facility is a unique opportunity actually for you. If you're a legal entity and coming from a widening, I would say here, and also the associated country, but we'll introduce you further with more details. And if you're troubled to write the entire Horizon Europe proposal or any proposal, which is, we all know that is a huge, the job is huge. So, or if you're lacking the opportunity for matchmaking with relevant project partners, and if it's hard for you to create the consortia, which is sometimes, the On Facility Call is a great opportunity for you. Why this call is a unique opportunity? It's because it provides the possibility for any legal entity coming from low research and innovation performing countries, which actually means widening countries and associated countries, to join already selected collaborative projects under the Pillar 2 and the EIC Pathfinder of Horizon Europe. So what that actually means that this is the opportunity for you to join an existing Horizon Europe project, get funding without writing a full proposal. What does it mean? I will explain this through the pages, for example, as this On Facility Call is a part of the Horizon Europe Research and Innovation action. So usually for this kind of action, you need to write 45 pages. And here for the On Facility Call, you actually need to write only to submit 8 pages. So the difference is huge, and that's why this is the unique opportunity. So when it comes to the details, we will go more into details of the call. So type of action, as I mentioned, it's research and innovation action, but I would say this part is not that important here, because this call is a new one. It's newly opened, and it's the first time happening. So the propositions of the call are pretty much separated into usual research and innovation actions. So it doesn't that important to know, but still, call identifier, as I mentioned, is a Horizon Videra 2022. Access 07. The opening of the call was on the 27th of January 2022, and there are 2 deadlines here in this year, so 20th of April and 10th of November. As I said, this is the unique opportunities also because this is the first time happening. So we are not sure if this call is going to be also active in the upcoming years. We are not sure. The plan, we don't know yet. So the propositions of the call are really attractive. I think this is it's a good to use this opportunity now. So any legal entity coming from widening and associated countries may join already selected collaborative research and innovation action. But the only condition is actually that legal entities from such countries should not already participate in the EU project partnership that you are actually interested in. So in other words, it actually means that you will be the only presenter of the widening or / associated country within the consortium. Other participants should coming from, higher research and innovation performance countries. Starting with the technical details, which ones are the widening countries? As I mentioned, actually this is low performing research and innovation countries are actually widening countries. And here, first of all, we have Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czechia, Estonia, Greece, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Malta, etc. You may see it here on the slide. Also, the outermost regions of Europe, like Guadeloupe, Saint Martin, Martinique, Madeira, Canary Islands, Azores, etc. But the important part of Europe is, of course, our associated countries: Albania, Armenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Faroe Islands, Georgia, Iceland, and Kosovo, Moldova, Montenegro, Morocco, North Macedonia, of course, Serbia, Tunisia, Turkey, and Ukraine. I would say that Western Balkan countries are all eligible to submit and join this On Facility Call. And I would, until the end of presentation, I will use this term widening countries, but It all applies, of course, also to associated countries and Western Balkan countries as well. We are talking now about the numbers. Of course, numbers are very important. Why this call is attractive. This is another fact that supports it. So it's 40 million euros will be distributed across 80 projects. Would say that 200,000 or from 200,000 to 500,000 euros per project will be distributed. So probably more than 80 projects will be funded through this call. So just to integrate one additional participant from a widening country, associated country as well, to an ongoing project. This is a very important part of the propositions. Actually, this project needs to come from under the Pillar 2 or the EIC, European Innovation Council Pathfinder scheme. But the part that is important, so this it's a Horizon Europe project, not Horizon 2020 project, and it needs to be, the grant agreement needs to be signed and active. I will go through this more later. Also, policy objective. It's important to mention within your submission application. So it's a policy objective of the Horizon Europe. Of course, it's to achieve the inclusiveness ambition of the future European research area policy by involving, of course, legal entities, by actually reinforcing the participation of widening countries under this Horizon Europe Pillar 2 actions. That's the main objective. Here are the expected outcomes of the call, of On Facility Call. These results are, it's good to remember this and to have this in mind while writing the application. I would say that these outcomes are rather general, not that specific one that could be found among other research and innovation actions, but still, I will go through them and will read it to you. So first part is our more systematic, let's say, outcomes. So to mobilize the excellence in the widening countries, to increase the visibility of the participants from the widening countries, to improve knowledge circulation and reduce lack of participation of the widening countries. Second part are more, let's say, organizational outcomes. So to open up already established consortia, to improve research excellence of the widening countries, institutions in specific fields, of course, and to enlarge outreach of the participants, research and innovation actions, and providing the access to the new talent pools. All of this should be part of your future application, and at the level of the beneficiary, for you, actually, new competencies and skills for working in this transnational project, including the management, project management, dissemination, exploitation, are acquired. So keep in mind all of these outcomes and feel free to use them and to mention them while writing your future application for On Facility Call. When it comes to criteria, once again, important to mention is, so you will actually hop on or jump into the project that is funded under the Pillar 2 or an EIC Pathfinder call of Horizon Europe, so not Horizon 2020, with a valid grant agreement. It means that the grant agreement is already signed before, for example, before April or before November. And this consortia does not have any participants coming from widening country and eligible to host the coordinator. main selection criteria are actually your excellence and the added value of you coming to the consortia, or added value of the new partner. Applications under the On Facility Call must demonstrate this research and innovation added value of the new partner and present a visible and distinct work package for the seeding partner. That actually means that your work and should be presented, of course, in the separate work package. So we are slowly coming to the more detailed explanation. So who will, technical explanation, who will actually submit the proposal? I would say the coordinator will submit the proposal, but I am I'm pretty sure that you need to write the application for it. But of course, all partners of the project must agree on adding you into consortia or adding this new partner. The important thing is, of course, that ongoing project and ongoing consortium will not be evaluated. Only the added value of the new partner will be evaluated. Actually, the new application will be evaluated. So including this widening country or including you into the consortium triggers a grant agreement amendment process, but this is something that will coordinator do in the future. More detail, how to submit a proposal. Proposal should include a detailed description of the profile of the new partner and its role in the existing project, the research and innovation relevance, and complementarity needs to be demonstrated. What does it mean? My colleague Davide will join us now here, and I will stop share my screen. Davide, please.
Hello, everybody. Yes. So hello, everybody. Thank you, Maya, for giving me the floor. Today, we are going to analyze the template for the proposal for this call. As Maya has already explained, usually a proposal template for research and innovation action is about 45 pages, while for the open facility is only 8 pages for the part B. As you can see, this is the template, the official template. And it has 3 sections, the same 3 sections that are present in any standard proposal template for Horizon Europe are also present here, but of course they're squeezed in a lower number of pages, hence lower number of requirements. And it should not be longer than 8 pages, including the title, list of participants, and section 1, 2, and 3, meaning that more or less it's 7 pages of text. But let's not waste time and go directly to the 3 sections. That's what is important when you write a proposal. Depending on how much you're acquainted with the proposal templates for Horizon Europe, you know that the first section is the excellence section. Here, there are 2 main aspects that will be taken into account for this proposal. The first one is the clarity and pertinence of the project's objectives, and the extent to which the proposed work is ambitious and goes beyond the state of the art. So just to simplify this, we can break it into 2 parts. The first one are the project objectives, where you need to briefly describe how the addition of the widening partner, so yourself, will enhance the project objectives or influence the state of the art in terms of novel concepts and approaches. So the first part, it's regarding the objectives and how you will contribute to the objectives and the project and how you will make them more impactful. And the second part, it's how your solution or your contribution will make the project and the innovation more ambitious, and how it goes beyond the current state of the art, maybe in your region or maybe for the whole of Europe. The second part of the section 1, so the excellence section, is the methodology part, which is, again, it's as in any other proposal. Here, you need to explain the soundness of the proposed methodology, including the underlying concepts, model, assumption, and interdisciplinary approaches. You need to also specify the appropriate consideration of the gender dimension in research and innovation content, as well the quality of open science practices, including sharing and management of research outputs and engagement of citizens, civil society, and end users where appropriate. In the methodology part, again, here you need to focus on the methodology of the tasks that you're going to implement in the project. So you don't need to repeat the methodology of the project that has been already funded, that has been already evaluated and positively evaluated because the project has been funded. So here you need to focus on the methodology of the tasks that you're going to implement in the project, if accepted. It is clearly stated that you need to describe and explain if an additional methodology will be used and if new scientific disciplines will be entering the project. Also, you need to clearly explain if the fact that you joined the project leads to any new elements relating to open science, data management, and management of other research outputs. This is very important because, for example, Serbia as a non-EU country has some specific processes for data management, and this should be addressed in this section. They also provide you with some suggestions on how long these sections may be. For the first, the 1.1 chapter, they suggest half a page. So really, you need to be very synthetic. And for the methodology, 1.5 pages. Of course, again, for people that are used to write proposals, you can understand that the space is very limited. So you need to be very synthetic and going straight to the point. Regarding the impact section, which is the second section, and it's extremely important. Maya will tell you afterwards why the impact section is so important. Here, in the impact section, there are as well two main aspects that will be taken into account for the evaluation. The first one is the credibility of the pathways to achieve the expected outcomes and impacts, and the likely scale and significance of the contribution due to the project. And the second one is the sustainability and quality of the measures to maximize expected outcomes and impacts. This includes activities such as dissemination, exploitation, and communication activities and plan. The section 2 is divided into as well two sections. The first one is the project pathways towards impact. Here, you should take the expected outcomes that were described before by Maya, and they're included in the call text, and explain how the project with your contribution will be able to achieve those expected outcomes. And this process to achieve the impacts, it is usually called pathway. So you need to describe what is the pathway to achieve those expected outcomes. As they are stating here, describe the unique contribution of the new widening partner and the contribution your project would make towards the outcomes specified in the WIDERA topic. That's what I just said. Also very important here, you need to specify the scale and significance of the pathway. So basically you need to explain how large will be the target group that will be impacted by your presence in the project, and how significant will be your impact for them. The second part on the of the section 2, it's the measures to maximize impact. Here they want you to explain what is the dissemination, exploitation, and communication plan for the project. Here you should briefly describe the added value of the new widening partner for the communication, dissemination, and exploitation strategies of the project. So again, don't copy paste the dissemination strategy from the proposal of the project that was already funded. Just try to integrate your dissemination, exploitation, and communication activities into their plans, and how this will increase the overall outreach of the project. Regarding I'm sorry, there is just somebody that has unmuted themselves. If you could just all mute yourself, that would be amazing. Thank you. Regarding the second part, it's to outline if the strategy for management of intellectual property for simple sections, measures, and patents, etc., should be has changed compared to the initial proposal or not. So you need to discuss with the coordinator if your contribution will change anything in this, how to say, in this segment. If it does, then you need to address it here. Finally, the third section, quality and efficiency of the implementation, which is usually called implementation section. It's where you're gonna explain your tasks. Here there are as well two main aspects that will be taken into account into the evaluation. The first one is the quality and effectiveness of the work plan, the assessments of the risks and the appropriateness of the effort assigned to work packages and the resources overall. And the second one is the capacity and role of each participant and the extent to which the consortium as a whole brings together the necessary expertise. I can tell you that this hasn't been updated from the standard template because they're talking about partners in plural and so on, but actually you need to focus only on your tasks. Here it is clearly explained in the section 3.1 that you, in this section, it's important to specify modifications for the role and tasks of the new partners. So you should provide the following. You should provide the new partner must become visible either by a dedicated work package under its responsibility or dedicated tasks under currently existing work packages that are always under the responsibility of the new partner. So just to summarize, you need to discuss with the coordinator either to create a new work package that it's kindly dedicated to the new activities that you will implement, and that where you will be the leader of that work package, or the coordinator will have to add tasks to already existing work packages, and you will be the lead of those tasks. The second point is that the research and innovation added value of the new partner needs to be demonstrated in the work package and task description, and it must be underpinned by one or more deliverables, including, if possible, one additional milestone. That means that if you create a new work package, you should have at least one deliverable in that new work package and possibly also one milestone. The same applies if you create new tasks and not a new work package. The third point is the resources required for the new partner, especially person months and any other cost categories, must be outlined in the table for the budget. So basically you are submitting this proposal with only the budget for you, because you're the only new partner in this project, and the budget will be expressed always in terms of personnel costs, other direct costs, indirect costs, total budget. Additional efforts for the integration of the new partner may be recognized to the coordinator up to 10% of the partner's budget. So also this part should be included in the budget table. You also need here to include any modifications related to the timing of the different work packages that are already present. Also, You need to include any modifications if they have been implemented in the Gantt chart or in the pair chart compared to the proposal that has been submitted. And you need to provide a list of modified work packages, tasks, and deliverables to the existing project, if any. Very important, you also need to add, I would say, rather than modify, add new risks that are related to the participation of your organization in the project. And of course, fill in all the tables for the budget. Just to stress one part is that one point is that there are 3 pages dedicated to the section 3.1, and in 3 pages you need to fit quite some information. So again, try to keep the work package description or task description very concise. Try to be as straightforward as possible and to make sure that those tasks add a lot of value to your proposal, because you don't have much space. Considering that there are at least 4 tables that you need to include in the proposal in this section. So that means a lot of space dedicated to tables. The second one, the second subsection of section 3 is the capacity of the new widening partner. Here you need to the new widening partner are described in a separate section under part 8. That means in the organization part of the proposal, which is on the portal of the European Commission. But here in this subsection 3.2, you need to clearly present the new partner, describing its role and profile in the consortium, demonstrating the research and innovation added value to the project. You also need to describe the complementary function of the new partners to the other members. So you need to specify why you're complementary to the other partners, why you're bringing something to the proposal through the project that it does not exist right now. If applicable, you should also explain the industrial and commercial dimension in the context of the addition of the new widening partner to ensure exploitation of the results. This one is very much connected with section 2. So here you may just refer by stating that you have a wide reach to the industrial and commercial, let's say, ecosystem in your region and how you would be able to reach them. And also finally, if applicable, you should show how the partners will have access to new infrastructures that are brought by you in the project. So the current partners may be using your infrastructures for some experiment, testing, demonstration, and so on. So this was a very short presentation on the template on the 3 main sections. Just to stress it again, it's going to be 8 pages, as Maya said, most likely written 99% by you, but submitted by the project coordinator. I will now give back the floor to Maya for the last few slides, and thank you.
Well, thank you, Davide. This template is also the summary of the, let's say, propositions of the call, but follows the initial structure of any research and innovation project. So I will share again shortly to finish the presentation. So we are coming up, if we are coming to the budget side, of course, very important, on what can the On Facility budget be spent. I would say that this great, huge amount of money will be, you will be the, just a second, sorry, to check something's happening, just need to share. Okay, great. This, so you will be the beneficiary of the budget, the primary beneficiary of the budget, if you are the new partner of the On Facility Call, and if you are the new partner in already established consortia, you will be the beneficiary of the budget. But the only thing is that you will have to do there is a coordination fee for the coordinator, of course, and he or she can receive up to the 10%. I mean, the company of the coordinator company can receive up to 10% of the increased budget. One note here is, anybody who is experienced in the research and innovation action and writing of these proposals, when it comes to this kind of calls, it is subjected to 100% of funding for all kinds of organizations, non-profit organizations, academia, and companies. This is why this is also the fact that why this call is pretty much attractive. So technical problem could be, of course, to find a project and consortia to join. But how can you do that? Of course, European Commission has everything, published the list of eligible projects. So you can find it on the call page with, ECU, Europe, EU, info funding, tenders, opportunities, portal, screen, opportunities, Horizon, hop on. But you can find it easily on the call page as well. Or you can just Google the list of funded projects under the Horizon Europe Pillar 2 and the EIC Pathfinder. This list is a really small one. So we have only, today, I check it to date, only 12 projects are eligible to add a new partner. That's of course it's a reasonable because this Horizon Europe the grant signing of grant agreement actually starts in November, December. So up until now, if we exclude, of course, all projects that have within their consortia the widening countries, so we have only 12 projects. And if you are lucky to find here the consortia that you can join, this could be the best because in April, we are pretty sure that in April this call will not be that competitive as in November because, as I mentioned, this list is pretty small now. So you can contact via this list. You may find this button and click the icon contact, and you may to contact the project and the coordinator. But I do I strongly suggest you to, let's say, firstly, if you found these projects and check the websites, it's better for you to contact the coordinators in that way. Writing the email or something like that. Of course, you can always search via Cordis, but it's a long way. It's not necessarily, you will spend a lot of time. Cordis has has a list, of course, of all funded European projects. This way is more suitable, I'm sure. And of course, you can check when you find the website of the project that is already funded. You may check all project partners, check if you maybe know the organization or somebody coming from the organization that is within the consortia or something like that. Of course, these personal contacts are always better. Once the consortia is selected, of course, they will be invited to submit an amendment request for accession of new partner and to submit modification of the description of the action and upgrade of the budget. But this is something that will probably coordinator do instead of you. At the end, once again, a reminder on the deadlines. As I mentioned, there are 2 deadlines for submission in 2022. So keep in mind, we are not sure if this call will be active also in the upcoming 2023. We hope so, but it's very attractive currently. If we are talking about the April, we saw the list. The April 20th of April will probably not be very competitive. So if you are lucky to find consortia to join, feel free, I mean, to use this opportunity, this great opportunity. If not, please, of course, prepare yourself for November and find a very good project. I think that the list of eligible projects will be probably more, will be extended and huge. And the call will be very competitive back in November. The indicative allocation of the budget to each call deadline is 20 million euros, but I'm pretty sure that that in April probably not all of this money will be distributed, but who knows if you are lucky, as once again, if you are lucky to submit the proposal in April, good for you. Important to note is, of course, this call will be very competitive as it is very attractive. We once again the summary of the propositions of the call. So you will this is the opportunity for you as a legal entity coming from the widening countries to join already signed grant agreement project. I mean already active project. And get funding, of course, for that. And instead of writing the whole proposal, you will just need to write 8 pages claiming, explaining, and just you need to just justify, I mean, your role and explain your excellence and what you are, the added value that you are bringing to this new project. Keep in mind that this project needs to be active Horizon Europe project under the Pillar 2 and EIC Pathfinder scheme. So if if proposals receive equal scores in the ranking procedure, preference will be given to one with a particular relevance to the green or digital transitions of the economy. But this thing is something that you no need to worry about much. So prepare yourself and use this opportunity. At the end of this presentation, before we start with the Q&A session, I forgot to introduce you that this part shortly, just I will introduce you with the Association of Balkan Eco Innovation. So we are NGO and we want to help universities and companies working on sustainable solutions to access funding, knowledge and partnerships. We are active here within the, let's say, Western Balkan region. And we are the team of let's say, passionate people, of course, with a long-term experience in public funded grants, and we are all mostly project managers with a great experience. And so we want to use this experience to help to really, first of all, to really make the impact here and to help the local entrepreneurs and researchers to access funds, international partnerships, and scale up the opportunities also to grow your own business, etc. We are, as we mentioned, so we are project managers. So currently we have this one project called The Rural. It's a huge project, 40 million euros worth project with more than 20 international partners involved. So the goal of the project is to reduce the digital gap between urban and rural areas. Our role within this project, so Balkan Eco Innovations, Association of Balkan Eco Innovations, is the role is to ensure the project impact, especially here in Balkan region, of course. So as a summary of our business, we aim to support development and the uptake of eco innovations in the Balkan region. In regard to that, we tailored our services. So our services are have 3 lines. So the first line is actually to help you to get funded. So accelerate the development of your company, access funds to finance your research, overcome financial bottlenecks, and help you to participate in international projects. Second stream is actually to help you to get informed. So to read the latest news about the eco-innovations in the region, of course, and in the world. Stay up to date with all funding and of interest from the European Commission, firstly, of course, but also wider, more. Consult European Commission and national reports related to sustainability and ecology. And finally, to acquire the necessary knowledge to find and apply for open calls. Third stream is actually to help you to stay connected with other regional and international entrepreneurs, also to cooperate with leading researchers and universities, access a valuable database of contacts, and participate at events and meetups organized by our organization. If you're still wondering what is in for you, and if you like this webinar that we made, we will, in future, we will organize more webinars and courses. Webinars will be also dedicated to another calls and funding opportunities, but courses will be organized in a way to explain how to apply, for example, to Horizon Europe project, or how to calculate the budget, etc. Any other problems that you may see. Other things that we are doing, so we will organize online and physical events, meetups, Q&A sessions, portal with the news and articles will be accessible to you, registry of funding opportunities, partner database, of course, monthly newsletter, social media campaigns and dissemination, etc. More or less, these are our activities. So we are inviting all our future members, so universities, faculties, research centers, companies, startups, and NGOs to become our member for very low annual fee, as we are the new organization. So this is the first year offer. So the fee for using our services is 300 euros per year. So you're invited to join our community. Now I think it's time we pass all the time for the presentation. So I think Q&A sessions. Now it's time for your questions. You may also write your questions. Just one thing, maybe on the chat. I don't know. We'll check if.
Okay, so I see a question from Radivoj. Can entities join both RNA and IA projects under Horizon Europe, or only RNA? Only RIA projects. So it's only exclusively research and innovation actions, not innovation actions and not CSAs. In general, the list of projects that we have provided you in this presentation is already including all the projects that you may apply with. So they're already filtering all the research and innovation actions under Pillar 2 that do not have any participant from a widening country or an associated country. Druga pitanja. For the first question, I would say that, it cannot have any widening country inside. For the second question, we don't have the answer for the second question to how many projects you can apply. We didn't find this anywhere. Maya, please correct me if you think I'm wrong.
No, we couldn't find.
I think to as many as you want, but
yeah, probably some. Maybe they will end up with some kind of limit, but as soon as we know from now, I mean, there are no limits. Yeah. I mean, you may apply.
There are not so many projects that you can apply to, so it's even hard to find 2-3 projects within your thematic, let's say. Yes, it's allowed if you're already part of the research and innovation actions.
Yes,
projects to participate in it. There is no any limitations in terms of how many projects you're already participating in it.
exactly. The only limitation is so you need to come from these widening countries, and nobody from the consortium should be not come from the widening countries as well. So you are the only participants of the widening country.
I see also somebody with the raised hand, Costa Jovanovic. I don't know if you wanted to ask something. Hi,
yes. Hello. Thank you, Roman. I'm from University of Belgrade School of Electrical Engineering, and my question is about these cutoff dates. So could these proposals from April be revised and resubmitted in a cutoff date in the second call in November?
Yeah, also there they didn't specify anything. Maya, can you please just mute yourself? I think I'm hearing myself. Yeah, so we didn't find that information. I don't think it would be, I think it would be possible, but it's not advised in a way that I think that such a short resubmission will not be possible either because the results will not come out on time. I'm not sure, let's say the results come September, October, I'm not sure that they will allow for resubmission. The only times that we saw something similar, it was for the twinning call, that there was the twinning Western Balkan and then the twinning for everybody else. And they said who applied for the twinning Western Balkan cannot apply for the new twinning. But in this case, there is no written that. I don't know if they didn't even consider that possibility. So we didn't see it written anywhere. That means it is possible, but not suggested.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, if you have any other questions.
So I don't know. I will just repeat the response to Lada's first question. Yes, if you cannot hear me, Radivoje, please, I mean, you are the only participant. If you are going to join the new consortium, you are the only participants coming from the widening countries. So consortia is free of participants from widening countries.
Yeah. And just to repeat for you, Radivoje, the list that you have on the call page, it includes all the projects that you can apply to. So if the project is not in that list, it means that you cannot apply with that project.
Of course, you may wait a few days. The list is updating constantly. Maybe you will find I mean, the project up until April, but you need to prepare also the application. So keep in mind. But from time to time, you may check the list.
Yeah. If there are no more questions, just to summarize again what Maya said and to stress it one more time, most of the Horizon Europe calls were launched last year around, let's say, August, September, October. Those projects just received the evaluation and they're about to sign the grant agreements in the period between May and June. That means that all those projects will appear from June onward on that list of projects that you saw. So that means that by November, you may have like 150 to 100 projects in that list, which means it is great because you have a lot of opportunities, a lot of different thematics that you can apply to. On the other hand, in April, by the 20th of April, probably only 15 to 20 projects will be in that list. If you really can find an opportunity there, try as much as possible to find a common contact to that consortium, or contact directly the project coordinator and see if they would be willing to join, to make you join their project. And also another suggestion is always try to go there with an idea ready. So just not to ask, can I join your project, but to say, you have such an interesting project, we're working on something similar, I have an idea to work on a specific innovation or to improve the innovation that is currently developed in your project, so that they get also some interest, because they most likely will receive a lot of requests from widening countries. So try to be also quite innovative in the way how you're going to contact them, if you don't have a direct contact with the consortium. Maya, I will leave you the floor to close the event. And from my side, just a big thank to everybody for joining us today. I hope you will join us also in the future webinars and events. Thank you a lot. And Maya, please, last words are yours.
Yes, so thank you once again. If you like this webinar, this is something that we are doing, of course, for our members. So you are highly invited. Just 1 second. You're highly invited, of course, to check our website and our social media. Also, we have here, this LinkedIn is missing here, but also please, of course, share our contacts within your network of contacts if you find this useful. So please follow us. And of course, if you are willing, join our community. We will provide you with more similar and useful information. That's all from my side. Thank you once again for participation. And have a nice day, of course. Thank you. Bye-bye.